Hello, welcome back. It's Swindon Station. Well, it's 1st of July, so I thought I'd do a bit of a brief update just to let you know how things are getting on. So this month basically, last month I should say, I've been trying to get all the track that I wanted to lay down in the right place sort of done and dusted, which will give me basically 4 lines, and I've recently managed to do that, so that's all good. I had quite a few sort of temperature variants up here in the attic, so I had to take all that into account, put obviously some gaps in there, expansion joints, etc. But the track is now all laid in its basic form. So I'll take you over here and show you it. So obviously these 2 tracks have been down for a while. We now have, let me get this right, got this track here, we've got the one behind in the middle, and we got the other one, which is I think that's platform 4, I think that runs through. But they're all joined up now and running. Just go from here. And as you can see, I've on those further 2 I've made a bit of an incline onto them as well, which also helps. So there we go, and that's a future crossover point that I'm going to put in, mainly for this track and that one. Maybe in the future I might go into having this one joined to that one. Certainly these last 2 I want to do a crossover from sort of both sides, so I'll probably be putting a crossover there, and I might even do one either on the corner, or I may put it over there onto that corner over there, just so that doesn't matter which direction the trains can go. I can swap them over if I need to. But that's definitely in the future. This is purely so I've got an idea of where the track is now, and it's all running. And obviously, you know, the layout sort of thing. It's the layout that I'm going to be working on from now on. So we've got a bit of a riser there. I've decided not to go with the Helix, not for the want of trying. I did try and incorporate one into this. The problem I had was, I think the length of this layout, to be perfectly honest with you, and the gradient that it needs to go up. And if you're not using new sort of Hornby or backwind train sort of thing, and you're using the older ones like these old Hornby ones here that I had repainted, if you remember a few videos ago, the motors aren't brilliant. You know, they're decent enough, but they do sometimes tend to struggle. Hence why I only have 6 carriages on my layout with the HSTs. Certainly for these, you know, they probably struggle to get up even this sort of minute incline. There is things out there that can help. There's like I've seen a video where a guy uses these like it's like magnetic strips that he puts underneath the track, and there's like another magnetic strip that he puts on the local sort of thing, and that helps it sort of draw it up. I may look into that, I might not. It really depends. It's hard to see how I go. I mean, ideally I'd like to get all these changed over to the new ones, so I know I've got, you know, new motors that are going to last me quite a while. So having been said, so the 2 tracks there, they've been risen. That's a start of a tonal idea that I'm thinking of doing, and that will probably come, let me just put this down for a sec. This will come out to here, and this is where I join it, the 2 tracks. They've got a couple of fish plates in there at the moment, just purely to help the electricity and everything go through. The back end of this hasn't all been wired up. This has, but the rear part of this track hasn't been wired up sufficiently yet. I need to put a few more droppers in, but that essentially is going to be the start of the tunnel from there. So as they come over this part here, which is, as you know, the entry into the loft, it just basically lifts up and down, and yeah, it sits in place quite well. So as you can see on here, again, I've put a fish plate on that rail over there. These ones aren't too bad, they're quite solid, so I'm happy with those at the moment, and there's clearance as well. Even with the heat and expansion and everything, I haven't had any problems as yet. They've been pretty good, and they're quite close at the moment, but today's a fairly sort of cool day, so they haven't increased by a great amount. I've also got 2 joints here for expansion sort of thing, so they tend to take out a lot of the excess if need be, so that they help the lines basically sort of stay as they are, and they don't sort of buckle out of condition. So moving on then, obviously this is where that helix was going to start, but I just didn't have the room, I think. I may look into it again at a later point, but for now I'm not going to bother with it. I was just too keen to try and get this track all laid down. So this track continues, goes down that side. I've got one track that goes very snugly between the rafter and the brick wall. It is quite snug fit, but I've not had any instances with it yet. They all go around there okay, nothing's been snagged or anything, so I'm quite pleased with that. And then obviously back into the station. So for now the layout has 4 lines. It's all running, connected, not 100%, but it's connected. There's enough power there for now. I will be putting in some additional crossovers. I'll probably be putting a couple through here to try and maybe connect this line to there, and maybe another crossover onto this one, and try to feed them all across if I can. And if I get enough room, I'll probably put a couple of segments across there, and then a couple of segments going back to the left hand side. They're not urgent. I'm not too fussed about that at the moment, so it'll be something in the future that I'll be planning on. Like I said, for now I just wanted the basic layout. So with that done, oh, and oh yeah, sorry, I better show you this bit as well just before I go on to anything else. So effectively, from here, obviously this is the trapdoor. Same as from there, and obviously these are the 2 original lines that used to go along there and then off to the right. I've now changed these over and have them going out to the left slightly. And I've also, I don't think you can see on here, but you might be able to see it when I put a train on later on, I've actually inclined them as well, so they have a slight incline on the curve for both tracks on here and on the upper bit on the corner over there. Just gives a little bit more of a realism when the actual logos come around, and you can see them leaning, slightly. I've not used anything special. All I've done is I've used existing cork as the base, and then what I've done is I had some thinner cork, very thin strip, that I've just placed under these tines, just sort of nudged them in just to try and get the general effect, because I didn't want to overdo it and obviously make it look like it was an ATP should have been running on there, so to speak. But it's just a nice gentle incline, which to me sort of makes all the difference really. It's not too much, it's not too little. So basically the reason I did move those across was to try and develop this area. This area seems to be sort of void of anything, and what I wanted to do was sort of try and put in an area where I could do a little bit of a fiddle yard. It's not typical of Swindon, but like I said, it's this side of the layout was just purely going to be for whatever I wanted to come up with. So got the freeway point here, and obviously the main line to go off to the left, and then these branch lines come off. So the ones that branch off to the left, they are going to be the fuel depot, essentially. So the idea being is, let me see if I can get some light shine on this place. I still have yet to try and get another light installed. So essentially, these will come off, and in there will be going the fuel refuel depot, and there'll be another line here you can see marked up. That is where I'm going to have one of the older locos or shunter bring in a couple of fuel tankers, and they can be parked along here, and it's going to be hopefully a pump house there, just a little shed of types, a fuel tank system, like a bulk fuel tank system, and then what I'll do is I'll run a couple of lines across to here, and there'll be a proper refueling depot, static sort of buildings set up for both these two lines. And then with that, the idea is also to I've already marked out where I'd like to start having the lights. That might be a little bit further over now because things have changed, but the idea is to try and light this up with the depot light stanchions that you can get. They're not cheap by any means, so they will take a while to get hold of. So that's my fuel depot sort of layout, so to speak. So these two lines here, these two lines are basically going to be the start of my fiddle line. So you've got two lines at the moment. There will be four, and they'll come around and they'll go into this area here. So these two are already down. The third one's just that's the only track I had left at the time. So these will all be there, and that'll stop just about there. I'll just put this to the side. God, definitely needs some decent light. And that's where they'll sit. Second one I'm going to just bring back slightly. Probably where the cab is. I'm just going to take that sort of 40-50 mil off, just to bring it back in line, because the idea is I want to put a security fence around that line all the way around here. So that's the fiddle yard. Sort of halfway in progress, but it gives me an idea now, where everything is, and I'm quite pleased with what I've done so far, especially with the higher mainline sort of track going that way, and obviously the start of the tunnel. So, one addition to this, obviously these you've seen in the past, where they've been used to run around the track. They're still usable. There's nothing wrong with them at all. I am in the middle of trying to upgrade the second lighting system. It's only got the first LED lights on that one. That one needs its LED lights and a decoder sorting out, but they'll be staying, sort of thing. I'll be putting an extra set of cabbages on there at some point. So my birthday is sort of come a little bit early, although I've paid for it for myself, so I don't really know how that works, but hey, never mind. So basically, these HSDs, they're quite difficult to get hold of these days, and Hornby, obviously, they sold out of the engines quite a while ago, and then to my surprise, they said they were going to re-release. And with that in mind, I signed up, paid the whatever it was to become a club member, and I got the 20% discount off. And I placed an order for the new version of the first Great Western HSTs. That was back in October, I think. And well, it's arrived. There we go. Sooner than I expected, because they did say it would be September, but they were released 21st of June, and once I got the email notification and obviously the money went out the bank, it was on my doorstep within 2 days. So there we go. I'm not going to go into all the rigmaroles about, you know, the make of it, this and the other, and the detail and everything else. Just needless to say, I'm more than happy with the product that Hornby have delivered. It was in an immaculate condition. I've had no issues with it, and I have had it running around the track. So what we'll do is we move those out of the way, and here they are. So bring that one to there. So this one's the power unit, and I don't know if this will zoom, but basically it says on there, the Corps of Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers. Very smart. A lot of detail on it. I don't think I can get to there, can I? You can see there's a couple of fans in there. They don't turn, but it's the detail, the little things that will make it all worthwhile. So yeah, very, very impressed. This hasn't been weathered yet because I just haven't had the heart to do it, to be perfectly honest with you. I probably will do eventually. I mean, this bit here, that is quite significant. I mean, it's a lot better than just having your block sort of moulded parts. You know, they've actually gone the extra sort of mile and put bits and pieces in there. You can see the bit of tubing and the it runs across down to here. But anyway, nothing about that. Needless to say, I've had these for about a week and a half, 2 weeks now. They haven't got sound. I just think at the moment the price they're trying to have these bought and have sound and everything in them is, you know, you can get up to about £300–400 with these things. It's ridiculous. I've got a tight enough budget as it is, so I've just gone for the standard DCC ready ones. There's a decoder in the front cab. I need to get a decoder for the dummy, so obviously the lights will then work. But that's in progress. That won't take long at all. They've been run in. I've had it run on all 4 lines. I've not had any issues whatsoever. They've been run at low speed for about sort of half hour, 45 minutes, then to medium and then high. High speed on these, I'm quite impressed. They are exceedingly fast, and I have to be very careful if I'm using it on this track at the moment, because when it goes round that corner, that track is relatively flat, and you can see I attempted to try and put inclines on the internal diameter one, because it will topple over. It will, because it goes that fast. I have to do that to the second one, but I'm going to raise that ever so slightly and then just put an incline on them, and that should resolve any issues for high speed. But to be perfectly honest, they're not going to be doing that all the time. It's just maybe every now and again sort of thing. But essentially, they'll be quite a sort of mediumish speed. So let's have a look, see how they get on. Let's get these up, and we'll get them all linked in. So this is all linked up now to the 6 existing carriages I had, and this is the new one. Quite like the detail where they've done the lights on this one. It's the main lights and everything, and you've got a cab light inside as well, which is quite good. So we're quite impressed with that. I'm thinking of possibly getting a couple of spares of these newer ones where I can take out some of these cab and these light fittings and introduce them into the the other Hornby set I have, just to get rid of those horrible standard Hornby lights that they used to put in, you know, days gone by. But yeah, like anything, it's one of those things that goes on the back burner. So, without further ado, we'll let this one run around the track for a bit. And as you can see, very nice and quiet. Obviously the lights on that one aren't on ready yet, because I needed the DCC decoder put in. Let's see if we can go over to this side, see how it goes. I mean, this has gone quite a low speed and it seems to be doing exceptionally well. So yeah, very impressed, quite happy with that purchase. It's probably, apart from this Gauge Master, that's probably the second most expensive thing on this layout. So as you can see, I've still got the Class 153, I've still got the other First Great Western HST, this is obviously the dummy car. The main drive one is over there, sat over there at the moment, feeling very sorry for itself. Mainly because the decoder that's in that one has died a death. So that one needs a decoder on it as well. So that'll be one of my things to do. But so what I've done instead is I've hooked it up to the Class 37, which I converted to DCC. I don't know if you remember, I think it was last month, where I cleaned it all out, put it all back together, converted it, and did a little bit of weathering on it as well, with the use of the spray system that a colleague of mine has borrowed us. So that's on its way. So, we'll let these run for a bit, which is great. You know, it's nice to get these up and running properly now, and I've got a choice of using the different tracks, etc. Which leads on to basically the next part of my build now. I did say that I will be doing the main Swindon building. That's still obviously ongoing, but I'm going to try and get some effort into doing that this month. So with that said, hopefully in the next sort of couple of weeks I'll be starting to cut out some of the windows and the doors of the building that I had. You know, it's one of those things where I now have the time. So at the moment it looks fairly bland. I've only managed to get one window in it for now, but we'll obviously start putting all the little doors and windows and everything all the way across. And for the back end there, the main one now is I'm going to start buying some of this plastic girder kit that you can get hold of, and there is probably a proper name for it, but I'm unsure what it is at the moment. And the idea with that is I'm going to use that plastic kit to build the walk bridge that will effectively go over from the back end of that building. There's a walkway that goes over, so that'll be getting built at some stage. The emphasis now is get this building up and running, Obviously you can see I put a window in there, and I think I put one on the other side as well. Yeah, I have done. It's been sat there for quite a while now. I know quite a few of you are sort of keen to see how that would get on. So that'll be what I'll be doing this month. Obviously the lights, they're still here. They're still not wired in at the moment, but they'll be along with this. I'll be getting those up and running, installing the other 3 lights on that side, and where the platform ends here, I'm just going to extend it out a little bit more so it becomes more of a triangle. Just bring it out slightly, so I'll extend that a little bit, and yeah, I think overall that we should get there now. This thing you see, this was something I was toying with originally when I had that Helix plan. I was going to be having this in on the actual layout, because of, I think obviously because of the room and everything I had, and the height it was going to, and some of the old locos aren't really up to it. It just wasn't feasible to get this in the layout, which is a bit annoying because I think it's a Metcalf kit that I've built. So it's almost finished. I just got some of the slabs to put on the top on there. Won't take too long, but essentially it's pretty much finished. I'm not too sure what to do with it at the moment. It'll probably just sit there for now until I decide. I'll either keep hold of it for some reason, or I may end up just putting it on eBay and just selling it. Sell it as is, at least it's built. The only thing that's wrong with it is when it was built, as you can see, for some reason, let's see if we can get this in the light. I've got 2 little marks here, one there and one there. But to be honest, if you're turning this around and you're using this as your front fascia, then you're never going to see them. So, bit of a shame, because it looks quite a good bit of kit, good model and everything, but I just don't think it's feasible for my layout at the moment. So it'll sit here until I decide what I want to do with it. So that's pretty much it really for now. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll just try and move this one back into play. Obviously this is the one I'm using at the moment. It's quite an old, but it's had a really good clean. All the bushes, everything's come out, the brushes, bushes, the springs, all the connectors, all the wiring's been sorted out. It would be nice to get a lighting kit for this, and maybe at some stage get some sound on it too. We'll see. So anyway, that's my update for now, gents. Sorry for babbling on, but like I said, I spent probably more time up here doing all these things than actually trying to get a video out, so apologies for that. But hopefully it'll pay off eventually, and over the next couple of months you'll start seeing some scenery going down, which is always good because it'll transform this no end, as I'm sure you'll agree when you start to see it. So from me, thanks very much for watching, and I'll just leave you with a closing shot of that HST that I bought, and we'll catch up with you next month. Bye for now.